What's up, folks? And welcome to another prediction. This is a fight prediction. And I'm going to give you two predictions here because I feel pretty confident about this. I've worked with Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz in the gym at the same time. I sparred them both in the same day. I didn't throw any punches back. I'm a heavyweight. I just worked defense, but I felt both their power. Nate, if I had to give him on a scale 1 to 10 with power, I'd give him about a 6, 5 to 6. He can punch for his weight class, but the important thing here is that he stays busy and he has deceptive timing. So he had me moving my head a lot, and he had some deceptive timing. He's got to do that with Jake because Jake's going to come in, folks. I'm telling you, he has real teachers. He has real trainers working with him. He's going to come in technically sound. He's going to be breaking levels. He's going to be working angles. He's going to be busy with combinations, and he's going to be breaking Nate down because he knows Nate. Folks, I got to say, I've never seen Nate in a real fight in a boxing ring. Now, we've seen him in MMA. That's a lot different than the boxing ring. It's a different animal. What is Nate going to bring? I'm going to imagine he's going to stay busy and stay in front of Jake, where Jake will be able to tee off, working angles, levels, jab to the stomach, jab to the head, pivot out to the right, throw the left hook, pivot off to the left, throw the right hand, looking for openings to stop Nate Diaz with the TKO. He's going to be looking to stop Nate Diaz. Now, Nate Diaz has never been in the boxing ring except for sparring thousands of rounds in the gym, boxing. I know he does that. Being under the bright lights is a different story. They're not like fighting a boxer is not like fighting a guy in the MMA. They're better than just strikers. They know the boxing game. It's a science. Jake is coming in technically sound, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to come in looking to stop Nate because he knows Nate takes a lot of punches to land one. Here's what I see happening. Nate's going to come in and make it a brawl. It's going to be a brawl, and it's going to be a test for Jake. I think that the Tommy Fury fight was a bigger test because it gave Jake experience, but this will be a bigger test in the sense of a brawl, not a boxing match. I believe if Nate starts getting hurt and feels like he's going to go down, what I would do if I was Nate, land a cheap shot, hit him with a headbutt, hit him with an elbow. You can always challenge him to an MMA fight afterwards. Get disqualified. That's what I would do. I'd say, yeah, well, this ain't really my game. My game's in the MMA ring. My game is in the UFC. Come and meet me there. That's what he should do if he feels hurt or feels like he's going to go down. Crack him with an elbow, hit him with a headbutt, and disqualify. Save some face. Now, this sounds crazy to a lot of you. That's against the rules. I'm just saying if Nate wants to protect his brand, that's what he does. Play dirty. If this is a pure boxing match, and he doesn't pull some dirty tricks, I can see Jake Paul stopping him with a TKO or maybe a knockdown. I don't know. I just know Jake Paul has real trainers and real teachers, and he's going to come in technically sound. He's going to be breaking levels, angles, being very busy. Nate Diaz will take 3 or 4 punches to land one. This is not good when you're fighting someone like Jake. Now, Jake, on his best day, couldn't crack the top 50 in the boxing ring. I'm just going to be honest. I give him from a A to a D on a report card, a C or a D. But against someone like Nate, he's going to look like the superior boxer, in my opinion. So if Nate starts to get hurt and starts to feel like he's going to go down, what's wrong with clinching and holding a little bit? Maybe dropping an elbow, maybe hitting with a headbutt and getting disqualified and just saying, this ain't my game. My game is MMA. Come and see me there. That's what I would do if I was Nate. There's different scenarios that can come out of this, folks. I'm just saying that if it's a pure boxing match, my heart is with Nate all the way. And I'm trying to leave that out with my assessment because I'm trying not to be biased because I like Nate a lot. He's a good friend. But if it's a pure boxing match, I see Jake Paul breaking him down. And I know Nate's been sparring rounds and rounds and rounds, but the truth is, what have you been working on in those sparring sessions? Not just fighting. What have you been working on? I know Jake Paul's been working on things. That's the difference. I think Jake Paul's going to come in technically sound, but I think if Nate needs a way out, headbutt, elbow, do whatever you got to do to disqualify yourself, and then take him on in the MMA ring. That's what you do. That's how you save face. That's how you save your brand. So it's a different kind of prediction here. It's a different kind of assessment, but that's how I see it. If it's a pure boxing match, I see Jake Paul pulling it off with combinations and levels and angles and maybe getting a stoppage. If Nate Diaz pulls some dirty tricks out of his sleeve, maybe get a disqualification and then challenge him to an MMA fight, I could see that happening. I don't know, folks. I've never seen Nate in a real fight with a boxing ring, and I haven't seen enough of Jake Paul to really give a shit, to be honest with you. And like I said, Jake Paul is a C or D fighter at most. Let's see what happens. Two things here. Jake Paul outboxes him and gets a stoppage, or Nate makes it a brawl and then ends up getting disqualified for something. I don't know. This is a fun prediction, folks. Leave some comments below. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Let me know what you think is going to happen. My heart is with Nate. I want Nate to win. He's my friend. I know Jake Paul's team. They're the real deal. They know how to train fighters. So I don't know Jake Paul. I'm sure if I met him, I'd probably like the guy. I don't know, folks. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. And this is just a prediction off how I see the sport playing out, especially when these two sports meet. Nate's got nothing to lose. If I was Nate and I felt like, man, I might go down, I'm getting hurt. Here comes an elbow, motherfucker. And here comes a headbutt. Just saying. And then I say, come and meet me in MMA. Let's do it my way. Let's do it with my rules. That's how I would do this. All right, folks, give me your thoughts below. Later.